Hi, welcome to my video on the vertical translation on this sine theta function. Vertical translation is denoted by VT. And the vertical translation, we have an equation y equals the sine theta plus k. So the vertical translation is just k, whatever k is, because k is added on to whatever the sine of 0, 90, 180, 270 is. So the vertical translation is k. So k in this one is 1. So the vertical translation is 1, and it's, because it's plus, it's up 1. So that means the sine graph moves up. All points are moved up 1 unit. K in this one is -2. So the vertical translation is -2. So that's 2 down. And in this one, k is 4 plus 4, so the vertical translation is plus 4. So we could say this one is all points are moved 1 plus 1, 1 up, and that's -2 is the same as saying all points move 2 down, and this one is 4 up. And in this one, we have k is -3, so the -3, the vertical translation is -3, which means it moves 3 down. So plus is up and minus is down. Notice the vertical is up and down. And the mapping rule for this equation, which the k is theta, comma, y, and it's theta. The degrees, the angles are not changed. It's y plus k. We're just adding k onto the y value. So according to the mapping rule here, theta is the same for all these because we're not changing the angle. So right here, k is 1, so the y values are added on 1. Notice there's no sign change. The sign stays the same, so we're adding 1. We're adding, or should I say we're -2. Now we're adding, we're going to add on a negative, we're just subtract 2. And right here is a 4, so it's a y plus 4. And right here is a -3, so it's a y minus 3. So that's the mapping rule for this equation in relation to the vertical translation. So no sign change, just add or subtract the number that's on the end. So let's graph a couple of equations. Graph each using the mapping rule for vertical translation. So theta, comma, y. The vertical translation doesn't change the angle, and it's a y plus k. Y plus k. And notice the equation is y equals sine theta plus k, so it's a y plus k. And in here is a k is 2, so the vertical translation is 2, and notice it's just 2 up, and the mapping rule is theta and y, and so it's a plus 2, so we're adding on 2. So this is y equals sine theta, and again, this is theta, and this is sine theta. This is the basic, 0 degrees, 90 degrees, and again, it's something that I have memorized, so you should have it memorized. So the sine of 0 is 0, sine of 90 is 1, 0, -1, 0. If you want, you can draw the unit circle like this and go around. So this is 1, 0, this is 0, 1, this is the -1, 0, and this is 0, -1. So sine is the y, so at 0 we get the sine of 0 is 0, the sine of 90 is 1, the sine of 180 is 0, the sine of 270 is -1, the sine of 360 is 0, because sine is the y. And so we have theta is not changing, and the mapping rule, we're adding 2 to the y. So we got, let's do all the degrees first. The degrees are not changing. So we didn't change the degrees, but we're adding 2. 0 plus 2 is 2, and 1 plus 2 is 3. 0 plus 2 is 2. -1 plus 2 is 1, and 0 plus 2 is 2. And so we graph this table of values. 0 gives us 2, 90 gives us 3, so this is 360, that's 180. Remember, that's 90, 270, so 90 gives us a 3. 180 is 2, 180 is here, is a 2. 270 is a 1, 270 is here, we get a 1. And 360 is a 2, 360 right here is a 2. Again, notice we have a sideways S. Notice an S. Notice the period is 360 from here to here, or subtract these, 360 minus 0 is 0. And this keeps on going. And more discussion will be pertaining to, notice the graph has moved up. All points have moved up 2. 2 is being added to all the y values here. So the graph moves up 2. Let's do another one. Y equals sine theta minus 1. So k is a minus 1. So the horizontal translation is a minus 1, which means it's 1 down. So all points on the basic graph will move, all the y values will move down 1. All points will move down 1. So again, y equals sine theta. And this is theta. And this is sine theta over to the y. So we got 0, 90, 180. And again, I apologize that this is what I do. I go sine is 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0, because I have this memorized. And we have theta does not change. And it's a y. Oh, I didn't do the mapping rule. Theta and y. So this is theta. And it's a y minus 1. We're subtracting 1 on the y. So this is y minus 1. So 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180, 270. Make the degree there. 360. And we're taking 1 off the y. So there's negative 1. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. And again, we have 0, so we get 0 minus 1, sorry, 1 minus 1, my mistake here, so 0 in here is minus 1, gotta be careful, I put the 0, I was putting it in, so just thinking something else here, so I put 0 in here, I get a minus 1. Put a 1 in here, I get a 0. Put a 0 in here, I get a minus 1. Put a minus 1 in the place of y, I get a minus 2. Put 0 in, I get minus 1. So 0 gives me minus 1. 0 is minus 1. 0 is minus 1. And the 1 gives me a 0, and negative 1 gives me negative 2. Now, and let's graph this. So 0 gives me a minus 1. 90. Notice it's 360, so that's 180. That's 90, 270. So 90 gives me a 0. 90 gives me a 0. 180 gives me a negative 1. 270 gives me negative 2. 360 gives me negative 1. And again, sideways S, and again, we want, this keeps on going. Notice, again, I just repeat it. Notice the sideways S. The sine always starts on the sinusoidal axis, and it goes up to the middle, down to the middle. So there's 3 points on the sinusoidal axis for a sine curve. And notice it's shifted down 1 unit. And the period from 0 to 360 is 360. And notice, again, repeat, it's sine minus 1, so you put the angle in, subtract 1. And this is using the mapping rule. Later on, we're going to do it a different way, explaining how to do it without using the mapping rule. So that's the vertical translation, moving it up and down, heading it on to the y. So all points will move and the curve will move up, or all points will move down. And if you like my video, click on the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click on the subscribe button if you wish to subscribe to my channel. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content of my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video was of some help to you. Bye-bye.